सेंसरशिप आता है तो कि गलत नहीं दिखाए।
कटिंग अप ऑफ अडल्ट पार्ट।
क्या आना चाहिए नॉर्मल आदमी के दिमाग में?
Bans.
18 plus, ruining my movies.
क्या आना चाहिए सेंसरशिप के बारे में?
Moral policing.
इंडियन संस्कृति।
You ruin the final product.
अच्छा फिल्म में जो काट देते हैं बीच में, यार गुस्सा बोल आता है यार मैं जब।
Censorship is the suppression of speech, public communication, or other information which may be considered objectionable, harmful, sensitive, politically incorrect.
This morning, I got up at night.
Or inconvenient as determined by governments, media outlets, authorities, or other groups or institutions. India produces a total of 1,600 films annually from different genres and cultures, making us the #1 country in annual film output. At least that's what the internet says. Imagine the kind of influence we have on the world. Now we can't go about making whatever the we want now, can we? So to make sure the films we make are appropriate, we have something known as the Central Board of Film Certification. It's a kind of censorship and classification body under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Government of India. It is tasked with regulating the public exhibition of films under the provisions of the Cinematograph Act 1952. It assigns certifications to films for exhibition, sale or hire in India. Films can be publicly exhibited in India only after they've been certified by the board. So basically they decide what we watch. Like this. Not this. Like this.
The censor board is not called, its real name is not censor board, it is Board of Film Certification. At best they're supposed to give you an A certificate or a U certificate or an X certificate.
But in the process of certifying, if something is found to be obscene or vulgar or objectionable or threatening the integrity of the country, then such scenes are sought to be removed, and so what is meant to be a cut actually is called censoring a film. But that is not actually supposed to be the idea. The idea is of certifying a film.
They really should not be doing an editor's job. After all, editor is a professional and the director is a professional, and the people that they put in the censor board are very often not cinematically literate even.
It means depriving me from expressing myself the way I want.
Which makes me wonder, if most filmmakers want to make their films as close to reality as possible, what part of reality does the censor board want you to see?
Today I feel that censor board is not acting as a deterrent to the content. It is reaching to people anyway. We live in a digital age. What it's doing is it's just serving a political purpose.
See, every time the BJP government comes to power, censorship becomes worse for people like me. That is, people who believe in a secular democracy. I'm not saying that Congress was a wonderful party to work with as far as censorship is concerned. I've had fights with the censor board no matter which party was in power.
So when it was the Congress government, most of the appointees were by the Congress party, and anybody, an MLA, an MP, anybody who has power in the Congress has the right to suggest a member's name. And now with the BJP in power, many of the members will be slanted towards the BJP.
One of the fights that has already taken place that I know of is the film In Dino Muzaffarnagar. It's about the Muzaffarnagar riots, and it was made by Shubhradeep Chakravarti. It was banned after Modi came to power. It showed that the riots were manipulated by the right-wing forces in order to win elections, which they succeeded in doing. And he went to the appellate tribunal, he got rejected from there, and finally he had a stroke while battling this censor board, and he died at the age of 45.
What the central board does basically is it propagates the philosophy of the establishment.
Now they put Pahlaj Nihalani. The first thing he wanted as soon as he came to his position was that he made a list of 22 words that couldn't be used in the cinema, including the word Bombay. Luckily that became a laughing stock and they had to retract on that. But that kind of thing has been going on.
अच्छा काम होता है और अच्छी चीज़ होती है तो उसका नाम जो है ना ख़राब होने के लिए बहुत सारी चीज़ें ओपन अप होती है. जो पिक्चरें आज 70% जो है पिक्चरें जो है विदाउट कट यानी पास हुई है, सर्टिफाई हुई है, वो तो कोई नहीं बोल रहा है। करप्शन बंद हो गई, वो तो कोई नहीं बोल रहा है। सर्टिफिकेशन जल्दी हो रही है, वो तो कोई नहीं बोल रहा है। सो जो भी है CBFC की अपनी गाइडलाइन है, उसको फॉलो करती है। कोई पॉलिटिकल प्रेशर या पॉलिटिकल इंटरफेरेंस इसमें कुछ भी नहीं है।
But he said it. The government's got nothing to do with it. So who decides what we watch? Who are the ones who rate these films? Are they great filmmakers, film theorists, social thinkers?
It could be a bar owner, it could be a slumlord, it could be a housewife.
I think that the people that they put in charge of censorship are no better, not intellectually any better than the ordinary audience.
The idea is that yes, we want to give a representation to people from all walks of life, but I think that is a fault, because some criterion should be that a person should have some background information about cinema.
There is no qualification. उनके जो qualification तो definitely होती है। सिर्फ सिनेमा एक ऐसी चीज़ है, सबको मालूम है क्या अच्छा है क्या बुरा है। Forget about the rule and guideline and other thing. लेकिन उसके बाद भी जो ना कहीं हमें अपनी सेंसिबिलिटी को जानना पड़ता है कि ये फिल्म किस रेटिंग में जानी चाहिए और किस रेटिंग में नहीं जानी चाहिए।
If at all you're going to do it, then it should be a very high level body of people who have a track record of being people who have thought about cinema, who have written about cinema and about politics and about the country.
It's good or bad content. Let the people decide.
Now you must choose to see whether you think this is suitable for you to see or not.
I believe that a country like India, which 60 years back gave the right to vote to women, even before the colonizers UK did, is a very intelligent set of people.
I think everyone in India is grown up and India is moving forward.
I think the censorship should actually read the bloody books so they understand the character. It's about the character in the movie and not the bloody kissing thing or abusing thing.
A neat and clean movie would suit better, like the older ones.
They should understand that those who are watching adult movies already have discretion power.
As a member of the board, you have a responsibility to see to it that it is viewable.
Therefore, I think a committee has been formed now to look into, which is the best way to deal with the cinema. The process is, first of all, to find out from all the stakeholders. And the stakeholders consist not only of the entire film industry, but also of organizations that look after the interests of women, children, different sections of the population, and the general public at large. We have to get a feedback from all of them.
If the government has taken the help of this committee, Shyam Benegal committee, I think it's a welcome decision of the government.
I'm not hopeful that it will achieve much because as far as the government is concerned, maybe for fiction it might get a little better, but for documentaries it's very unlikely that films that are critical of the present regime will get through without a big fight.
बहुत सारी कमेटियां जो ना पहले भी बैठी है, 1968 में भी बैठी थी, तब भी सेंसिबिलिटी ऑफ यंगस्टर उस टाइम भी थी, तब भी ये चीज़ आवाज़ उठी थी और उस हिसाब से खोसला कमेटी बनी थी और उस टाइम भी रिकमेंडेशन हुई थी, बट पार्लियामेंट में वो बिल पास नहीं हो पाया। उसके बाद जो है 2011 में भी सेंसिबिलिटी ऑफ यंगस्टर्स की जो ना बनी, उसके अंदर भी जो ना बदलाव लाने की कोशिश की, लेकिन कमेटी बनी, सारी बनी, रेटिंग सिस्टम आए, लेकिन उसके बाद भी पार्लियामेंट में नहीं आई।
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Is this really what the future of cinema looks like?
Angry Indian Goddesses, they cut out a 9-minute clip which they released on Facebook saying, you cut us out. See, this is what you cut out, this is what we are going to release. You can't stop us.
If I know that 8 minutes of Revenant has been cut, then I wouldn't go and see it in a theatre.
If this video comes out online, no one can stop you from censoring me.
I mean, seriously. How many more films are we going to miss watching in the theatre?
The main change is that they should not cut anything. They should actually just certify a film.
Since you're certifying films, you're not supposed to censor films, then certify them into categories, because what may not be suitable for a 10-year-old may be suitable for a 15-year-old. But the moment you give it a UA, then even a 2-year-old can come for the film.
Let's say I have A, B to Z, and I say, A is going to be really violent and it's going to have, guts coming out and blood hitting the screen, or it's going to have kind of sexual content which is in your face, and F is much less so. So once I know that, then I choose whether I want to go or not.
You create a piece of sculpture. I can't go and decide to cut off an arm or a leg of that piece of statue.
The members have to realize that they should not be morally policing what the filmmaker is making. Their job is to see the film in its entirety. And I think filmmakers would be very happy if this was done and they just got a certificate without the cuts. It's the cuts which rattle and rankle the filmmakers.
So no cuts, just certification should be the way.
There is, however, one thing I've learned through this documentary, and it's that the worst part of censorship